What's up, guys? Prof Sales coming at you with, I don't know, I guess an update video. Excuse me, we haven't done too many update videos lately, so I thought I'd do one. So anyway, just gonna hang out for a little bit. I don't know how long the show will be. I'll show you some, I realized I haven't been doing a lot of updates, like actual numbers and so on with the spreadsheet. So I thought I would show you a couple things, you know, what I was kind of working on, what we were doing. And, you know, we'll do some Q&A if we have time. Let the room fill up a little bit. So, yeah, I know, impromptu show. So, hey, whatever, right? You'll notice my sidekick is not here, Karin. She is actually out of town working, so she will likely be watching at some point, maybe later today. Mario asked if there was a break from the 10 at 10. Yep, there is. Karin's out of town this week. She probably won't be back till Friday or Saturday. So we will re-engage those, I would assume, next week, the 10 at 10s. A lot of people like those. We like doing them. So lots of people in the room filtering in. We'll let everybody filter in for a moment. And I don't really have a specific topic other than just a business update. And, you know, I don't know. We'll just have some fun, talk some Q&A, stuff like that. I don't know. Just sitting here, I was like, you know, I feel like going on YouTube. So random, but I know, but whatever, right? Let's see. Hank's in the room. What's up, Hank? D, Comely, Mario, Purple Lily, CG, Large, Michelle, Betty, Mrs. ABB. Yeah, so about, yeah, I get a little crowd filtering in. Regular crowd filters in. 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles in. Name that song. All right, so yeah, we'll talk about eBay sales updates. We'll give you guys some numbers and so on. How's everybody else's business been going? I see someone said it's been slow for them and shoes are not doing well. That's interesting because shoes have actually done pretty well for us so far. We just got, I feel like we're just really scratching the surface. Oh, Michelle got it. Piano Man, Billy Joel. So I feel like we're just scratching the surface with shoes, and it's going to take a while to sort of, you know, build those up. But Tino has assured me that shoes won't see the same drop-off necessarily that you'll see with other clothing during the summer. So we'll see. I mean, there might be a drop, but it's not going to be, he doesn't think it'll be like the same drop percentage-wise. So what else is going on? Somebody asked in our reseller group today, they asked about what should you do if somebody makes you an offer on an item that you don't have a best offer on? And it was a low offer. And I gave them the advice. I said, I think you should counter offer, like offer them something. I mean, I know it's not a best offer item, but they want to buy it. And the person was kind of caught up in, hey, that's too low of an offer. You know, I'm not even going to talk to that person. Well, here's the thing, guys. You're selling stuff on eBay, Poshmark, Etsy, what have you. It's not, your aim here is not to have your ego stroked or have people like you. That's really, I mean, you're not going to meet your buyers. Your objective here is to sell things. And if you can sell something, you want to sell something, they want to buy it. So if you can sell it at a price that they're comfortable with and you're comfortable with, you're both happy. So you don't need to worry about, oh, I'm offended by their offer. Why? It's not personal. I mean, this is business, guys. If I go to a yard sale or estate sale and I want to buy some things, I try to make a low offer because you never know when it'll get approved. I mean, every dollar I can keep in my pocket is one more dollar I don't have to spend on that item. So it's another dollar profit. But I thought I'd share that. D-Money asks, if jean sellers are selling brands like Lucky, Rock Revival, and only $5 or $10, how do you compete with that? You keep them priced high, D-Money. I I mean, if I saw someone selling Rock Revival jeans for $5, I would question what was wrong with them. And I think a lot of reasonable buyers will too. Like sometimes when I know there are people looking for a great bargain and they don't care. I know they're there. I get that. But ultimately, like that's too low for that particular brand for the most part for the secondary market. Keep your prices higher, guys. It's kind of like walking onto the Mercedes lot and they have a brand new Mercedes for $5,000. You're going to wonder, something's wrong with this Mercedes, you know, right? Keep your prices a little bit higher. You can always come down eventually, but you know, there's room within the market for lots of different price points. Let's see. Betty says she's getting sales every day now. Nice, Betty. Congrats. Let's see. What else are people saying? Hank says we all want a good deal. The goal is to sell products. Yep, that's it. You know, I mean, it's not. I see this. You know where I see that attitude though, guys? I don't know about you guys. Do you ever go to a yard sale and somebody's got their crap out there, priced for $25, and maybe it's something I want, and I'll go up and I'll say, hey, how much would you take for it? See, I'm already asked them to negotiate against themselves, and sometimes they won't say a number back. They're like, well, what do you offer? And I'm like, well, there's this and this and this wrong with it. I would be willing to do it at 10. And all of a sudden sometimes they'll just get super offended. Like, oh my gosh, I bought that for $187 back in 1998 at Circuit City and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, all right, this person is emotionally attached to this item and has placed a value on it that is not in line with the secondary market, you know, range. And you're probably not going to make a deal in that case. We've talked about this before with yard sales. I think, guys, you got to remember when you're selling things on eBay and the buyer makes you a low offer like that, don't be like that yard sale seller. Just realize the person's trying to get a great deal, and they might not get a great deal from you. You may not be able to come to an agreement, but that's okay. I usually will send a counter offer to somebody unless there's not like a lot of room difference. Like sometimes if I have a pair of jeans are on sale and say they're coming in at like $14 and somebody offers 10, I usually will just decline that. Like there's no real wiggle room between 10 and 14 for the most part. But I think if if on the other hand, if it's on sale for 20 and they offer 10, I might counter at 18. You got some room to negotiate in there, but there's no room and you just don't want to go that low. You can probably just safely decline the offer and move on. And maybe they'll move up $1 and make another one. But don't get offended by it, guys. I mean, it's just, I would do the same thing. If I was buying something on eBay, even if somebody had to buy it now, a lot of times I will make a lower offer. You never know. Let's see. Somebody says, yeah, I would buy Rock Revolve for $5 and resell them. Yeah, me too. Do best offers really catch people's eye more than buy it now? That's a good question, Mrs. ABB. I don't know what everybody else thinks about that. There's different schools of thought on does it get pushed up in search or not? Does it make the item more attractive? I mean, there's plenty of buyers, guys, who come on eBay and don't even understand what best offer means. So it's not going to help you with those buyers. And then there's other people who just see it and, they're just going to, I mean, I've had people buy best offer items at full price. So who knows? Don't really know. I mean, I guess it can't hurt, but anyway. You can set, as somebody said too, you can set a best offer at a floor. So say you got an item on there for $30 and you don't want to sell it for any less than 20. You can just set do not accept offers below 20. Problem solved. It will automatically reject their offers. And the bad thing is they only get like 2 offers, I think. Somebody can correct me on that. I think buyers get 2 offers. And once the second one's rejected, then they can't bid on it anymore. I can't remember. But but that's one way that you don't have to answer every single offer. You can set a floor. Oh, Rachel, that was your post. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Lots of customer was making the point that if an item is needy and has lots of customer comments, I should increase the price to offset my time to deal with customers. Yeah, and I get you on like why you don't do best offer. I mean, I think though, Rachel, if you set, like I was mentioning, like that floor price, you don't really have to deal with it. You can actually set, you know what you can do, guys? Let's say that you have an item for 30 bucks and you will accept a best offer of 20. You can set it as auto decline below 20, auto accept at 20. And that way, anything between 20 to 30, it will automatically sell it. And you still offered a best offer, but you didn't actually have to go in and negotiate with the buyer. So little quick time hack there if you want. And you do that when you make the listing. Let's see, buyers get 3 offers. Okay, yep, that's right, 3 offers. I don't know why I said 2. I don't know why I was thinking 2. Now I see the shred guy is with me. He thought it was 2 as well. So yeah, so let's see what else is going on. Yeah, so I am in the process of listing some jeans, believe it or not. Woo! We bought last week. We went to Columbia, and which is about an hour and 15 minutes from Charlotte, more or less, from where we're at, hour and a half, whatever. And we spent the day, well, I don't know. Would I call it really the day? I guess it turns into more like maybe a 5 or 6 hour day. But there's also drive time, so it ends up being like 8. But we bought, we go down there because on Thursdays, they're Goodwills. First of all, they don't have any sales tax on clothing. Second of all, they're Goodwills there in South Carolina, at least in that part of the state. They clearance out all their items to their dollar rack. So they will have, oh, I don't know, probably, if I had to guess, 500 to 1,000 items that have been marked down to $1. Like they cycle through, you know, all their colors, or, you know, they're tagged with their color tags. And we'll go down there. We will pick up items for $1. We usually keep to jeans that are all of our bread and butter jeans, and of course home run jeans. And occasionally, if there's something else we see, we'll get. And we also will shop the shoes. So I will try to share a couple of those because it makes for good camera work, right? Although I just realized how dark. Sorry, it's so dark, guys. It has been raining for like 36 hours here, literally, and it is just dark and rainy. I mean, it's not super cold. It's like 70 degrees, but it's just like every place in this house is dark. Yeah, so if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw these. All their shoes down there are 5.7. No, most of them some are 5.75, some are 6.50, which is getting a little pricey. But here's a couple we picked up. So I found these back to back. I don't really usually find Jimmy Choos that are saleable. So there they are, pretty good shape. Jimmy Choo, that's Jimmy Choo London. I'm not sure what they'll go for. They're in good shape. I mean, the bottoms, this pair has you can see some wear on them, but the insole and so on, the inside of the shoe is really good. And you can see the heels are in pretty good shape. But so Jimmy Choo's, I don't know what those will go for exactly. Maybe somebody in the comment thread. Jimmy Choo Londons, somebody knows. These are literally the only Jimmy Choos I've found that were not like destroyed. Found a couple other cool things. Let's see. This brand, I think I've shown this brand before. It says MBT. And they're kind of like the Skechers Shape Up, but they're a different brand. What's it say inside? Physiological footwear. Yeah, I can't remember what these are for, but they have like a specific purpose. They're in pretty good shape. But I've seen some of these go for like $100, guys. These are crazy. I don't know why. It's my second pair of finding these, so I'll be excited when they sell. They got a little bit of wear and a couple dings, but nothing crazy. Let's see. What else did we find? These are really cool. These are Dansko clogs. So these are These are like a really cool color. I don't know how well it shows on the camera, but you can see like they kind of change colors. They move around. I don't know what I'm going to put on these. I'm not even sure what color I would call them because it's like alternate. They look really nice inside too. Not a lot of wear. So yeah, they're really good. Really excited about those. And what else? Cole Haan, nothing. Sketch your shape ups. No, I don't know which one that is. The rest of them are nothing too super great. So anyway, Jimmy Choo's, MBT, the Dansko is probably the best finds. We bought 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I think we bought 16 pair of jeans. Or 16 pair of shoes, excuse me. We found probably about 22 pair of jeans. And all those, all but a couple of those were $1, guys. So how wrong can you go? Like the $1 sale there is crazy because for $1, that's cheaper than you would find them at the bins by weight, which is insane when you think about it. So they're actually cheaper at the dollar price than they are in the bins. I mean, jeans in the bins, our bins are $1.39 per pound. So you're going to pay like about $2 for a pair of an average weight pair of jeans. We also found a bunch of Massimo new with tags pants, kind of a run of about six or 8 of them. And they were all new with tags. Funny story is that at first they were not going to give them to us because they had this weird tag. And then Karen went back over there because she'd asked the manager. She was actually over in the bins. I was still on the retail side checking out. And she'd asked the manager over there about that. And they said, oh, no, they should be the dollar price. So we went back and got them all. Weird thing, too, guys. And here was an opportunity I probably missed. And I still wonder if Goodwill would have haggled with me. I saw Chris was in here a minute ago. Maybe he would know. But maybe it's just the Goodwill's in his area. So they had – let me show you the pant. Let me show you what we got. So – our Goodwill had this pant. So this is a high-rise jegging, okay? And it's not a special size or anything. It's a 0. And you can see it had like the red tag on it from their sale. And they're all new with tags. And we got like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 of them. But, you know, here's where I missed my opportunity, guys. So I found we went to another store later in the day that had this pant. And by the way, this pant is nothing super special. So, you know, whatever. But when we went to another store, they had this pant over in their regular section. It was not in the $1 section. And for whatever reason, that store had, I don't know, probably, I'm thinking they might have had 100 of them. No joke, of this pant. And various sizes and a few different colors, you know, but basically the same SKU, just different colors and size variations. But they were all in their regular price, so they would have been like $5.75 or whatever. And these sell, guys, just so you know, new with tags on eBay. You could sell them around $20 with free shipping. They probably it might go first class. It might not. It's close to a pound. It's got to be, especially the bigger ones. It's going to be, that's probably below a pound. I'll check it out right now. But so this store had they probably did have 100 pair of these. No joke. For whatever reason. Yeah, that would just make it first class, 13.2 ounces. So with the poly mailer, it would be a little under a pound. So you could send it first class. So you sell them for $20, $22, free shipping. You're going to net like $10, $11 on them. Yeah, it's a Target brand, somebody said. So I went to that store and I kicked myself because I'm like, they've got like 100 pair of these, and that's just what they had on the floor. But they were all their regular price, like $5, I don't remember if it was $545 or $575. It might have been $485. I can't remember. Their prices are a little different down there, but it was not the $1 price. And I thought to myself after I left, I'm like, why didn't I just go and ask them, hey, what would you take for all of these? Right, guys? I mean, if you could get this pant, which is nothing special, you know, it's a high-rise jegging, Massimo, different sizes, a few different colors. But if you could get that pant, 100 of them, how much? And you can sell them for $20 with free shipping, we'll say. And they're going to sell like, you know, you're going to sell maybe one a day, maybe one every other day. I don't know what the sell-through rate would be. How much would you pay for them? This was a Goodwill, but these were not on the dollar rack. They were like on their regular price, like $5, we'll say. But I started wondering, if I would have went and said, hey, I will buy all these you got, what's your price? And how many do you have and what's your price? How much would you pay for them? You know, and I know my buddy Luke has bought, you know, in bulk like that recently, a big, huge order of LL Bean pants. And he got a great deal on them. But, you know, if you can sell it, this goes down to like, you know, what's your mindset? You got a $20 item, free with shipping, but it'll go first class. You can get it for some amount of money, and it's going to sell maybe a half a pair a day, maybe less. How much would you pay per item if you could get minimum of 100, we'll say? And, you know, I kind of kicked myself because I wish I'd done it, but I didn't. Stupid. So I don't know, probably missed an opportunity there. And again, they're nothing special. It's not like I'm going to go make thousands of dollars on Massimo pants, but you know, over time, that would be hundreds of dollars of profit. You know, some people are saying in the chat, they're saying $3 up to $3. Betty says not more than $4. I'm going to put that in the calculator real quick. So if you sell them for $20 and you paid $4 for them, and we'll say it's going to cost you kind of near the high end of the first class because they're kind of heavy. We're going to say it's going to cost you $4 to ship them on average because they're kind of heavy. All right, so if you could get all these pants for $4, your net profit will be $9.32 per pair. And you can ship them first class. And you can make, you know, just a couple listings and say, oh, I got a quantity of 10, I got a quantity of 6, whatever. You don't have to make, you don't have to take photos of all of them, assume they're all good. If you can get them for $3, you know, that's going to obviously increase your profit to $10.32 a pair. So you're breaking that $10. Somebody said go back next week. I know, right? It's like, guys, we have all these opportunities and we just walk right by them sometimes. And I was kind of kicking myself later that day. And I'm going, I should have just made the offer. Like, they still may have said no and said we got to sell them at whatever price. But I'm going, man, if I could come in here and take at least 100 of these off your hands, I don't know, maybe they'll make a deal. I'm not the best about going to stores and asking them for deals like that. So that's something I need to get better at, especially when you have opportunities like that. And I know I missed it there. And who knows how many they had in the back, guys. Who knows? I mean, if I could have got the price down to, say, like $2 on these, I mean, that's a no-brainer. I mean, 100 pair, $200, and you're going to net like $12 on each. So don't walk away from opportunities, guys. I mean, I'm sell the ones I got. Chris says I'm coming next time we're leaving the truckload. You know, the funny thing is, Chris, and I saw these pants in all their stores, but this one particular store, it just had a lot of them. Like, I don't know how their distribution is down there with their Goodwills, but it seemingly had 10 times as many as the next store. And I probably missed a good opportunity there and should just got them. You know, because, you know, who knows what Goodwill even got them for from Target. I mean, I don't know if they got them from Target, probably maybe a liquidator, who knows. But they bought pallets. Hard to say. $2 would have been sweet. Some Goodwill managers would deal, many won't. Yeah, my understanding is here that they're not that great about dealing, but that's here in Charlotte. Columbia might have been a different story. The most I pay for an item is $5. If I'll be getting good profit, it's well worth it. Yeah, because you got to think, DJ, how much time are you putting into that item? Makes sense. Chris has Goodwill managers on the take. Nice. Chris. That's how they do it. That's how they do it in Cali, right? Quick question. Better to buy $1,000 new stock or $1,000 used stock? Well, I mean, I guess on the, well, that depends. Like, what are your quantities? Someone said, is it better to buy $1,000 of new items, $1,000 of old items? I mean, that depends on your quantity too, and your profit margin and so on. I mean, theoretically, a newer item is going to be easier to list. You're going to be, it's not going to have as many issues with it. I'm assuming that's what your question is, TJ, but maybe I'm not understanding your question right. And yeah, I mean, what are you gonna sell it for? Like, the new's going to sell for more, all things being equal, but depending on what you pay for it, like $1,000 of new, you know, $1,000 may buy more pre-owned or used items than it does new items of the same item, right? I mean, just on the face of it. Depends on your deal. I mean, that's, we would need to know more about your situation there to know. But anyway, 51 items, guys. We spent, I don't even know. We spent like, I got off the top of my head anymore. We spent like 132 ditums. That's a word. We spent $132 on 51 items. So it came out to a little over $2 an item, like $2.20 or something like that. It came out to. I mean, I feel like that's a good deal. I don't know, but let's see. You're paying $20 for new Allen Edmonds, really? Well, that's a no-brainer. If you're paying $20 for new Allen Edmonds, I would buy as many as you can. Honestly, I would, and not even worry about the pre-owned ones. 10% on new stock, but a higher price. Yeah, yeah. If you can get $200 Allen Edmonds for $10 or $20, no-brainer. I would clear the shelf, as I like to say in FBA land. What's up, Ronnie? How's it going, man? Ronnie says they had 50 new Buffalo jeans and they only let you buy 10 at a time. Yeah, what's that all about? Like, what difference does it make? Like, they're going to have some rash of Buffalo jeans buyers. You know, I mean, it's a nice jean. I like Buffalo jeans, but it's kind of weird why they come up with those rules. Like, you can only buy this many. I'm going, I can buy them all right now, or you can keep them in your store for the next 6 months. Your choice, and try to sell the rest of them. You know, it doesn't make any sense. I scored 50 new jeans with tags, $1 each. Nice. That's an awesome deal. New jeans with tags, $1 each, Salvation Army. Yeah, our Salvation Army here is okay, but I never see that many new items at once. It's rare. I mean, they'll have a new item here and there, but man, they seem to get some really crappy donations, and they're very high. Our Salvation Army's here. I mean, their clothing, you can get some deals because they do half-off days, but their other stuff in the store is just crazy. You know, I mean, like their tchotchke little PC stuff, you know, CDs, video games, that stuff's cheaper, but anything that's like a hard good, like a, you know, blender, they're going to stick like $39.99 on it for a used blender that's still dirty in the box. I'm going, what are you guys thinking? But anyway, it's kind of funny. Let's see. Costco limits diamond rings to 5. Isn't Costco the one that has like is it Costco the one that has the advertisement in the store for like a $60,000 engagement ring or something crazy like that? I've seen that somewhere on somebody's Instagram, or it might even been yours, Chris. I can't remember, but Just kind of funny. Like you walk in, $60,000, see an associate or see a, it's like, all right, I'm here to buy my 60K diamond ring or whatever. It's some crazy price. Maybe it's more than that. Yeah, you got to wonder. Ronnie said they had hundreds of those jeans. You got to wonder, like, where do these stores? That's what I don't understand. Like, if you're running a thrift store, well, not a thrift store. Let's say you're running a Savers or Goodwill. So it's a larger corporation you're part of, and you're going to go buy, 20 pallets worth of jeans, we'll say, that are new with tags. Maybe some of them are great brands. Maybe some aren't as nice as Buffalo. Maybe some are just, more generic, not that expensive. But why would you limit people to buying them? I don't understand that. Like, isn't the point of buying in bulk to sell quickly in bulk? And like, if you're running a big business like that, where you've got overhead, not if you're an eBayer, but if I'm running a Goodwill and I want to go buy, 2,000 items of, 5 different SKUs, and I'm paying $5 for them, so I'm paying 10 grand. If I could flip them out the door for 20 grand, I'd do it. That's a no-brainer. Like, I just made $10,000 in a day, gross profit, when it would have taken me who knows how many months to make a little more than that. And some of it might have never sold or not sold for a long time. Like, I really don't understand the logic there, why you would limit people to buying it. Just get them gone, man. I mean, that's a quick flip of that money. You don't have to have your people sort through them. You don't have to deal with, people trying them on. They're falling on the floor. You got to pick them and put them back on a hanger. I mean, it's just, I just don't get the strategy there sometimes, but maybe I'm missing something. Yeah, 10K says if they limit you, can you come back later that day? Well, in my case too, I could send Karen back in. Say, I'll buy my allotment. She can buy her allotment. Yeah, and if you can get 10 of those Buffalo jeans, obviously you buy 10. I mean, that's a no-brainer. But it'd be nice to come back and get another 10. And another 10, man. I still remember the day my Nordstrom rack had priced, I probably got there a little late, but they had priced a bunch of Rock Revival jeans down to like $20. It was crazy. Brand new with tags. And they were all like jeans that go new with tags for like, these jeans were all like $180, $200 pair of jeans, brand new. And they were all new. They were all new. I did get some of them, but I didn't get as many as I probably could have if I got there that at the right time. I probably could have gotten, 30 of them, which would have been just tremendous profit on those. So, but anyway, does anyone here go to straight the manufacturer's outlet and try to cut a deal? That's a great question, TJ. And I think a lot of people here might not be able to do that as easily, because I think a lot of people here are sort of, not officially licensed as a business necessarily, which kind of puts you at a disadvantage sometimes when you're dealing with those type of outlets and so on. Like, they want to see some sort of history or, what have you. But I think it's a little tougher. I don't know. What do you guys do? I'm going to throw this out there because I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. I've been throwing around this idea. Some of you know that this is kind of going off in a different avenue, but some of you guys, well, probably most of your eBayers, and so you deal with PayPal, and you probably see the advertisements they have for PayPal Capital. PayPal Capital, in a nutshell, is a program where you can borrow money from PayPal for a fee, a set fee, and pay it back with your sales. They take a percentage of your sales each day to pay back the loan over a period of time. And the higher the percentage you pay back each day, the lower the fee is in the beginning. Also, the more you did in sales in the previous 12 months, the lower the fee is as well. And I've kind of thought about it, and I've talked to a couple people who've done it. I've looked at the money and the cost of it, and I'm trying to justify, like, would there be, like, let's go back to the pants example. Suppose that manager had said to me, well, I'm actually the regional manager, and if you can make a deal for all the pants we have in our system, we can do, we'll sell them to you for $1.50 a pair. I'm like, all right, well, how many you got in your system? All right, well, we got 5,000. All right, now that's $7,500. That's a little more capital than I'm comfortable putting out at once. But I know they're going to sell, and that might be a time when you might, look for an infusion of capital to do that, because you're going to get a return on that money you're going to invest. But what's anybody's, I see a couple people already comment on it, on the PayPal thing, and it's a quick repayment time. Like, you pay it back either from 10 to 30%. You can pick some different ones. And 30% of your sales per day is aggressive. Don't get me wrong, but that gets you the best deal on borrowing the money. Like, I looked it up. To borrow $10,000, for instance, at a certain, like, that was one example I wanted to use. You would end up paying back like $11,200, or maybe, yeah, I think it was $11,200. So it ends up being like a 12% amortized interest note, but you would pay it back depending on your sales volume in less than a year. So you're actually paying it back pretty aggressively. And I don't know. I mean, you can use the capital technically for anything you want, although they tell you it should be for your business needs. So, like, let's say you had a business credit card that had a higher interest rate for some reason. I don't have that, but say you did. You could argue you could take that money and pay off that credit card note, and you're saving that interest. I don't know. I'm throwing it out there. I'm not like 100% committed to this idea. I've just been exploring. I've been thinking about a couple things, like in the clothing, the pant example sort of brought it into my consciousness, because I was like, it'd be nice. Suppose I walk in here and I have a $10,000 opportunity. That's a lot of capital. Like, I don't feel comfortable, trying to pull together $10,000 on the fly to do something unless I'm really confident it's going to work. Because a lot of businesses, guys, I know, do not grow because they become starved for capital. Like, they're successful, they're profitable, they're making money, but if they need to grow, that infusion of capital they need is just not there with what their sales are. You see that on Shark Tank a lot. Somebody will go in there and they've got a great business, making a great margin, great profit, but to grow to the next level, they need $500,000 to invest in more equipment, for instance. And it's expensive, and they don't have it. And by the time they have it, the cost of equipment will keep going up every year. You kind of never get there, but they won't be able to double or triple or, their business without it. So, and I'm not saying I have that opportunity right now, because I don't, but going back to the pants example, there are these indications. Let's see here. Chris says, as long as you use it for staff or inventory, I think it's okay. Yeah, you could say that. Even staff is tricky as long as you're getting enough value out of what they're doing, it makes sense. Kaching Life, that's a great name, by the way, says to grow your business, it can work, but if you count eBay to pay your bills, it is a bad idea, my 2 cents. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. To pay your bills, it's a bad idea, or what changes there. I have the cash to invest, Billy says. I just need to find the goods in quantity. And that's the thing, Billy, because I was sitting there thinking about, all right, let's say I go to PayPal and say, hey, give me 10 grand. It makes no sense for me to take that $10,000 and go out and use it for thrifting. What am I going to do? Go buy one item at a time with that? Like, it's going to take me forever to use that money. And meanwhile, I'm paying it back at an aggressive rate. So it would have to be an opportunity where you had a good chunk of inventory that you could get your hands on quickly and get it listed and get it selling quickly. So I don't think it would make sense to say, oh, I'm just going to go buy more $3 t-shirts at Goodwill, you know, one at a time. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. It's got to be something where you're going to be able to get a big bang for your buck. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw it out there. Let's see. We got 92 people watching. Thanks for that, guys. Man, I had no idea this many people would come on live. We haven't done a live show like this in, a little bit. I'm going to show you. I'm going to share a couple quick stats and so on. Nothing crazy. Just how my month is going. Let me see if I can do a quick screen share. So this was kind of my start of the month listing goal. I started May with 1,297. I don't have the total right here right now, but I can tell you that I've only listed 134. Kind of crappy number. No real good excuse for that. Just have not put in the time listing like we should. We did have to go get some more items last week, but we did and haven't gotten all those up yet. But we've sold 97, so kind of it's been a slow month for sure. But our average sale time, I started tracking this. Our average sale time right now, guys, is about 61 days for an item. And that's slowly been climbing. You can see here over the last 5 months. So I'm looking to find ways to reduce that. You know, the quicker you can turn an item. I mean, if you think about it, like if every item you had sold in 60 days, you turn your inventory 6 times a year. So you can kind of plan like what your revenue would be. Now, you can see at certain periods of the year, that turn is a lot quicker. Like in January, it was 33 days. So it'll be interesting to see how that number tracks. I haven't really tracked that per se in the past too much. We have added 3% to our listings, 2.9%. Goal is 352, which I'm 38% there. So just struggling to hit these 300 listing goals. I don't know why. Well, I mean, I know some of the reasons why, but it just seems like every month there's just been a few things that have kind of gotten in the way. I mean, we are increasing our listings each month. You can see here, we've increased them every month this year. So I can't really complain. And as you get bigger and bigger, it gets harder and harder to make a significant increase in your listings because you got to list a lot more, you got to source a lot more, photograph a lot more. Sourcing goal, we've still got about a couple hundred we need to buy, I think. I'm not sure this is totally right. It might be right. Yeah, it is right. And we spent about $622 on inventory this month for 171 items. So probably should put an average cost per item in there. That'd be interesting to track too. Here's some jeans numbers. We started the month with 1,027. We've actually sold 64 and listed 49. So we've actually lost 15 jean listings. But jean sales seem to be slowing down. And you can see that right here in this row, guys. The average sell time of jeans, 36 days. Now it's like 78. So for those of you out there saying your jean sales are slowing down, you're not alone. You're not abnormal. This kind of happens this time of year. You'll see this. I'm guessing this number is going to go a little higher, actually. And then you're going to see in September and October, November, and December, it's going to drop again. It's going to drop well back down, actually, depending on what you're buying. So sell-through rate is kind of bleh. Right now, 0.2 per day. So a pair every 5 days, basically, is what that works out to. And, of course, the more pairs you got listed, the more that will be. Average selling price of jeans is $19.61, and the net per jean, you can see here, is kind of all over the place. I had a couple big sales last month for jeans, which kind of blew up the average net. But $12.48 is my second best net this year. So I'm netting a decent profit on them compared to other months, but it's just coming slower. Finally, we got shoes. Shoes right now, this is actually up to date. We have 92 listed. So we're getting close to that 100 mark, which is nice. We've sold basically 26 over the last 3 months. We just started right at the end of March, so really March doesn't really have any real data. And they're selling quick, guys. I mean, look at this sell time. 6.5 days, 8.75 days, 10.5 days. That's pretty quick. And that's considering we've listed, we've listed a bunch this month too. So that's, got to be factored in. Average sale price is really good. 31, 29, 24, 35, 22. And the net per jean you can see here is like twice what jeans is, guys. So that is really good. And I've started fooling around with shirts too, but it's not really accurate yet. So, shoes are good. I don't know what to say there. So anyway, so I'd share some of that with you guys, where it's at. I don't know if that was interesting or not. Might only be interesting to me. Let's see. I'm going to try to catch up with any comments here. I'm probably going to miss a few. Ronnie says the big issue is you would need to say grow your business by 40 to 50%, depending if you take the loan, have that money now come out of your account. It would cause money flow issues if not used right. Yeah, it definitely could. I mean, if you're all of a sudden, if 30% of your gross sales every month is going to pay off that loan, I mean, you've got the funds. So, it's not like you got nothing for it and you're totally losing, but you have to really be aggressive in building your business. And actually, I think I figured out I could, using the 10,000 number, I figured out I would pay it off conservatively. Somewhere, like say I got it for June, I would pay it off somewhere in November would be my payoff time, more or less, if I kind of go the aggressive route. But I don't know. If I take the less aggressive payment, it would extend out much further. It would extend into next year, I would think. Let's see. TJ says, locally, I averaged 4K a month, but the last 2 months have dropped. Majority sold local. Yeah, that's something I'm not great about is local sales. I don't know why. It just doesn't appeal to me the same way. I don't know. It's probably because I sell, lower priced items. So they're not, am I really going to go meet somebody to sell them a $15 pair of jeans? I don't know. I don't think so. But, Billy says, just like to get my hands on higher priced, easier flip items to get away from my lower value items. Yeah, coming in the summer. Yep, makes sense. How much do you charge for shipping, Prof? I usually charge $8.50. And that's in a padded flat rate because jeans are almost never going to be light enough to put in first class. I mean, there are some exceptions. If you get leggings and so on, the smaller ones, those are often you could put in first class. But most jeans are gonna weigh more than a pound, so you just can't put them in first class. For shoes, it's calculated based on where they live. So on shoes, I don't even know if I'm breaking even on the shipping on shoes. Probably losing a little bit. And I don't do too much free shipping. A lot of numbers. You guys in numbers, man, it's not even complicated. What is wrong with you guys? You guys all juggle numbers too. Whether you admit it or write them down or put them in a spreadsheet, you still do it. It's the way the world works. Got to have numbers. What are you going to do? How do you determine the price on your jeans using the sole comparisons? DJ, I don't even really look up that many anymore unless it's maybe a brand and fit that I haven't seen very often. Because there are some fits, sometimes they'll quit making that fit or they'll change them significantly. And sometimes that'll change the price. But I feel like with a lot of, the decent brands, I'm not even talking high-end brands. I'm talking decent brands, an American Eagle, a Levi's, I don't know who's throwing them. You could throw Vigos in there. They're all right. Rock Republic. Those type jeans, for the most part, you can sell those all day long from like $15 to $20 each. No sweat. Some a little higher, some a little lower, depending on certain factors. So I kind of just know that from what I've sold over time, what I've seen people pay. I don't know that the sale, this is probably blasphemy in the reseller community, what I'm about to say, and I don't have anything to back this up, but I don't know that the price of jeans, the selling price, changes that much over the course of a year. I could be wrong. Now, the sell-through definitely drops, but the actual amount that they sell for on average, I don't know that it drops that much. I really don't, or changes that much one way or the other. You know, if something weird happened with a particular fit or brand of jeans, like somebody famous wore them or something, that might change one. But just your basic run-of-the-mill ones, I just don't know they change a lot. So, let's see. Ronnie, you did a PayPal loan? That's interesting. I did not know that. I was talking to somebody else today who did one. I just look at it as cost of capital and what you can do with it. You know, and it's obviously terms too, but if you tell somebody, hey, I'll give you $10,000, only charge you $100 interest, that's kind of a no-brainer. Of course, if you tell them that they have to pay it back tomorrow, that changes the equation a little, I guess, right? Because then you got to figure out, well, what can I do with $10,000 in 24 hours that'll enable me to pay it back tomorrow and still earn some rate of return? That's different. But, you know, I mean, if you can get money for the right price, I think it can be wise. But if it's not for the right price and the right terms, it doesn't make sense. Betty says, sold jeans to Brazil and the buyer pay for the shipping. Yeah, I mean, you could do global shipping, Betty, and just send it to Kentucky and let eBay tack on the extra and you don't have to worry about it. Let's see. Flip this out. Just got a pair of Michael Jordan jean shorts, 42 ace for $1.50. I have no idea what to price them at. I don't either, Deborah. I mean, not my niche, but I would definitely look up solds, you know, type in Michael Jordan denim shorts. Look up some completeds and solds and kind of see where the market is. And, you know, if yours are 42, sounds like a good size. It's a bigger size. So, you know, but I can't imagine they'd be a crazy amount of money. But who knows? Who knows? Taking it for the Luke palette. Yeah, I'm going to get over there and see Luke this weekend, actually. So that'll be kind of interesting. I'll be curious to see his progress and so on and what he's done in person. I mean, I know he's been sharing it too on his videos and Instagram and so on. But I don't know. Let's see. What else? There wasn't really too much else. That was kind of all of my updates. I don't know if that was really that great or not. Any experience in Kids 7 for All Mankind jeans? Yeah, Cheryl, I've sold maybe one or two. We actually picked up a couple over the past 6 months or so just by accident. Just didn't look that close at them, and they were kids. I mean, they'll sell, but they don't sell for what the adult pairs sell. You know, it depends on which ones you got. I want to say the ones we have are maybe 8 pockets, girls. I don't remember, honestly. I'd have to go back and look. You know, they don't tend to sell for a crazy amount because parents are like, you know, why am I going to pay $40 for a pair of pre-owned jeans that my kids are going to outgrow in 6 months? But, you know, some people will. Are people buying used jeans with holes and wear? Yeah, because they're cool. Yeah, I mean, that is why they buy them. Jeans are like the one, well, they're not the one, but they're one of the few clothing items that you can get away with some extra wear and damage, and people will buy it. And because they want that look. Now, the tricky part about that is making sure you accurately describe it or take photos of it. But it's the craziest thing, you know. I don't know. I mean, people just like that distressed look. They like the holy look in the knees or the different parts of the legs. And, you know, it's not my look, but I don't have to like it to sell it. Let's see here. Give it up to Sales Prof. Sales Prof. Should change my name to Prof Sales officially. Or maybe McLovin. There's another movie reference. Let's see who gets that one. Got the pants for $1 new with tags. Nice. That's a no-brainer, Cheryl. If you got them for $1, for $1, you can't go wrong with those for sure. So lots of photos of the. Yeah, I mean, you know, guys, even when you take photos of this stuff, especially jeans, I find people don't look at the photos. Who was I was talking to the other day? I can't remember, but it was another reseller. Maybe it was down there with James and Tiffany, but they were talking about, oh, no, I don't think it was them. But somebody was talking about, oh, but I got to take a photo of this and a photo of that. And, you know, I just want to tell them, here's the thing. You could take 12 photos of every single item, photograph it from, you could take 100 photos, and you're still going to have people who are going to ask you things that are clearly shown in the photos because they don't look at them. Just that simple. I mean, I literally think there's some big percentage of buyers on eBay, and I think it's a bigger number than you think, that comes on, they buy, they search by, like, you know, a couple search terms, you know, Levi's 501. They find their size and they look at one photo and the price, and they're done. That's it. Like, they don't look at the condition. They don't look at the other photos. They don't look at the return policy. They don't look at the payment policy. I'm telling you, there's a big percentage of buyers who that's it. Like, they just want the item, and they figure if they have an issue, all that other stuff will matter then, but they're not anticipating there'll be an issue because they can see your photo, they can see what the item is, and they know how much it costs, and they're ready to buy it. And I see it all the time because I get so many questions, and this is just the questions that I get. This is not even the questions that I don't get, where people buy stuff and don't realize it until they bought it, where they ask me something that's clearly shown in a photo. I've probably had in the last 6 months, at least 5 people ask me, hey, do you got a photo of the tag? And it's in the photos. It's like, I don't know what else I can do for you, you know? And I go, yeah, it's in there. And they're like, oh, now we see it. And I'm going, why did you not look before? Like, it's just ridiculous, but just the way people are. They got more important things, guys, than to nitpick every little part of your listing. So for the most part, they just want to buy their stuff. What is the bottom measurement? Is that the boot cut? No, the boot cut's a type of leg opening, and the way the pant or the way the jeans are cut at basically from the knee down. The cuffs or hem measurement is how big around circumference So if you take half of that, like from there to there, that would be half, and double it, that's how big around this is. So that's what people want to know. But no, boot cut is a type of cut. Like this pair is probably, ooh, that's kind of weird that they're an artist. They're like a capri, almost cut off. But, and a boot cut can be a different width, that opening down there, but it's kind of sort of made so it'll fit over a boot, but not exactly. There's, you know, and different manufacturers cut it differently. More or less anywhere from 16 to 20 inches around at the bottom, but you know, you can find manufacturers probably who think they'll have a 22 inch and they'll call it a boot cut. So let's see. Hawaii. Oh, that's right. Yeah, McLovin was from Hawaii. That's pretty funny. Crazy. Is that what they would do in a store? You know, but Shred, in their defense, I source things in the store and then get it home and didn't realize it had a defect. So am I any better? Probably not. I mean, sometimes it's hard to see in the store. The lighting sucks or whatever, and you're kind of always in a hurry. But, you know, like you go in the store and you buy something to resell and you get it home and it's like, oh, I missed that big spot or that rip or that tear. Or like I just had a pair of, I'll show you. So we bought these at the dollar sale the other day. We bought these pair of American Eagle, and these are Favorite Flare, which they're not very flared if you ask me. Just nothing fancy. I think they're like a 2 maybe. Yeah, size 2 regular. And, you know, I got them for $1. They'll sell for like 16, maybe somewhere in there. So I'm going to take a picture. See that? It's almost come loose, that entire belt loop. And there's a hole there. You can see my finger through. You know, I mean, you miss it. And so I actually decided to defect these. I mean, they're nothing special. Could I sell them with that? Sure. Are they still wearable? Yes. Would somebody buy them? Maybe. But I kind of have in my mind like a level of defect and flaw that I will sell to. And then if it goes beyond that, I don't sell it. And for me, like belt loops that are almost off and have holes in them, and that's not somewhere that someone would want wear, is right there. That's not where somebody wants to have a hole, like near a belt loop. I just don't sell them. But there are plenty of sellers who would. So anyway, we all miss things is my point there. And even when you're looking for them like resellers do, you're going to miss things in the store. And buyers miss things on our listings too. It's just kind of funny because they can go through and look at all parts of it pretty quickly. Bottom, wait, what does that say from Darlene? Wait, bottom cut means opening of cuff? Do you mean boot cut? Which is no. Need to have like another jean show. Yeah, DJ says when you pay $1 and you missed it, it doesn't hurt much. No, and it doesn't. So, yeah, that's not wear. Knee pockets. Yep, that's not. Agree. That's not wear. Like a belt loop coming loose. Most people are not gonna want that. You know, because then your belt sort of sags in that position if you wear a belt with it. And that hole is probably, I mean, this is a very worn pair. I mean, they're a light color and they've probably been washed several times and dried. That's just going to keep becoming a hole. Like now this same pair, you can see here, well, if I can hold that a little better, you can see here, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Like that's not a big deal. And that's just, it actually looks like it was maybe distressed that way. And most buyers are cool with that because it's kind of how jeans will look. Although I don't really see too many other distressing marks on here. So anyway, you know, you're going to miss things when you go outsourcing all this stuff for sure. You can reinforce very small holes on pocket corners. I could, Mark, but it's maybe this is probably more like a $15 pair of jeans because it's size 2. Not that great of a size, really. Like, how much time and energy am I going to put into them? You know, yes, I only paid $1. I got them very cheap, but I just don't want to put that much time and energy into them. I just don't think it's worth it. And then I have to disclose that too. Well, it's got a patch here and blah, blah, blah. But and yeah, I mean, of course I could repair them. Now, if they were a more expensive pair of jeans, that would be different, but they're not. Some people wear them if they're just comfortable. I do. I know, right? Thrift. I mean, I wore my last Lucky brand till the hole across the knee, which was not distressing, just got unbearable. So had to toss them, but man, I wore the heck out of those jeans. Average sale price for jeans. Buenos Aires, if you get a chance, scroll back in this video after it plays about 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, we went through on a spreadsheet, just average price and some things like that. So it probably answer better than I would. I'd sell it for $10 plus shipping. I know. Yeah, and that's probably about what I would sell it for too. But I don't even like listing jeans ever that low, to be honest, guys. Like that's not my business model to sell that low. I just don't think, well, I just don't think there's enough profit there to justify the time and energy you put into it in the long run. So I try to stay away from like if somebody offers me $10 for a pair of jeans, I don't know that I've ever taken that low. Maybe I have. I might have at some point, maybe an older pair that's been sitting a while, but I don't sell them that low, guys. It's just not my business model. Do an auction, see if they'll sell. Yeah. I'm just going to donate them back. I mean, they're going to be a write-off. People cut them into shorts. Yep, they do. That would actually, well, but the problem here is that you cut them in shorts, you still got a belt loop that's missing, or it's going to come off eventually in the not so distant future. But you know, that's my problem. Like anything that's structurally wrong with the jean, like if it's got some threads and it's got some wear down the cuff, that's different. But man, when like stitching is gone and a pocket's coming loose or a belt loop is coming off or the zipper's broken, I don't fool with it. I'm not in the jean repair business. I am in the clothing selling business. And unless it's worth a lot, you know, unless it's worth the effort, you know, because I know like with shoes, my friend Tino has a cobbler that he takes, you know, expensive shoes too to get fixed, but he takes them in a batch. He'll take him like, you know, 10 pair of shoes and the guy will fix them and he'll charge them, you know, a nominal rate. But those shoes are worth it to sell. He's not taking him shoes he's going to turn around and sell for $15. He's taking him shoes for the most part they're going to sell for, you know, 40, 50, 60, 70 and up in some case, in a lot of cases. So that's worth it, but I don't know. Make more holes, splash paint on it. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, cutoffs is a good idea, but my problem is stains. I don't see them in the store. It just drive me crazy. Yeah, well, I don't know if you guys remember or not, but we actually bought a black light. We haven't actually used it in the store, really, now that I think about it. It does show stains, though. But this is what we do, Mark. I'll just show you kind of what I would do. So in my area, this pair of jeans would be on a hanger, all right? I don't really have a pants hanger. So what I do is if I get a pair that I like, I'll leave it on the hanger, first of all, because I might be hanging it right back up, all right? No reason to take it off the hanger until you know you're going to buy it, in my opinion. So let me move this. So this is what I would do. I'm going to try to turn the camera a little. So I got the jeans on a hanger, and I'll kind of lay it up on the rack like this. Let me tilt this down a little. And I will stand back in the row and hold the legs out like this and just kind of look up the legs to see where the stains are. Obviously, the knees and around the cuffs are going to be areas where you're always going to have more stains than not. But don't forget, like, up here the thighs, because what happens is people eat and they drop food onto their thighs. And especially if it's grease, it's going to leave a stain. A lot of times people don't even notice it. These are a light color, so stains will show up really well in these, but I'm looking now, like there's hardly anything. There's like maybe one little spot down here. I know you guys can't see it there. So I'll do that. Then I'll take them. After I'll kind of pull them towards me. I'll check the zipper. I'll run my hand across the belt loops, which obviously we missed in this case for whatever reason. Look inside to make sure the crotch is not out of control. And then I flip them over. Actually, what I'll do a lot of times too is I'll actually flip them over in the store, like just take the legs and go like this so you can see the back half of the legs. Look those over really good. And then kind of look at the back pocket, or sometimes I even pick it up and look at the pocket. But the thing is, here's the mistake you'll make. Here's the mistake I see a lot of people make, and I've made it too, so I can't say I'm any better. So you got your pair of jeans on a hanger, and you do this. But there's a problem with this. And the problem is the light is usually up there. So the light's coming down like this. So you won't see things like this when you're hanging them up like this in front of you that you'll see when you lay them out flat. Hopefully that made sense. The light's coming from up there. You need it to be hitting the jean. But if you hold the jean like this, you're going to miss things. I guarantee you will, especially on darker jeans. Very easy to miss stains on darker jeans. Very easy. Lighter ones, obviously, they stick out. So there's a tip. Find a way you can lay the jeans flatter so that the light is hitting them directly, and then you got a better chance of spotting the flaw. So tip for the day, or something like that. Let's see if I can actually throw this in here underneath the. Oh, I made it. Let's see. Black lights show everything. Yeah, I know, right? You know, I don't know. For me, for my eyes, I just like, I can see a stain usually pretty well. Like it sticks out for me most of the time. Karen will miss them too sometimes. Like she struggles to see the stain sometimes. And it's just because her eyes are different. It's not, you know, she sees other things I don't see. But if you hold them out, you know, basically down perpendicular to the jean, you should be able to see a little better. Now, the other thing you can do too, guys, is if you're in, let's say you get, and again, leave them on the hanger until you get ready to check out, or maybe slightly before that. Because if you just need to hang it right back up, you're saving time, right? There's no reason to take it off that hanger until you're sure you're buying it. But you can, what you can do too is, like, let's say you go through and get like, you know, 10 pair of jeans and you think you're going to buy them. Go to a well-lit part of the store to look at them. Don't, if the lighting just, I've got one store here in Charlotte where the jeans are, I mean, it is not good lighting. It's, I wouldn't say it's dark, but it's darker to the point that you will miss lots of things if you don't move. So go to another part of the store with them where the light's better. You can have the light coming straight down, pull the jeans out, lay them across your cart, whatever you need to do so you can see them like with the light hitting them, and just check them out. And the ones you don't want, leave on the hanger, put them to the side. The ones you do, you can take them off the hanger, put them in your cart. Good to go. So I'm going to go for a few more minutes here, guys, then we'll call it a wrap. But thank you guys for coming on. A lot of people here, 100 people points. Do you guys look for specific expensive brands, then go back a second time before you buy? No. No. No, we go right down the row, and we just pull what we see that's good in the moment. You know, that going back a second time is like, for me, in my brain, that's inefficient. You're having to walk down the row again. You've already walked by them once. Now, we do look at the jeans again before we take the photo for quality control, because you are going to miss things. You're still going to miss things in the store. I don't care what you do. You're going to get caught up in the moment. You're trying to go fast. Maybe you're trying to go to several stores. But no, we don't look for just the expensive brands. The only time we'll do that is if we're at a place where we're just maybe sourcing shoes and the jeans are more expensive, and we'll just look for the home run brands or home run jeans. But as a rule, no, I can go through, I'd have to time myself, but give me 100 pair of jeans to look at on a rack, you know, hung, and I could probably go through those in like, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes, assuming I don't pull any out. Now, if I pull some out and I have to look at them to see if they're good or not, obviously it's going to take longer. But to actually go through them, because I pull them 2 at a time. and look at the brands as I'm pulling both, and then I pull two, then I pull two. And if I see a brand I want, which is the case most of the time, it just gets pulled and you move to the next one. So yeah, we've got a black light over here somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, we have this. This will be interesting. So yeah, let me see if I can show you guys. I'm not sure if you can see it. So you can even see, well, in the right area. I don't know if you can see that now. You probably can't see that blue speck right in the middle. But this will show dust really well. And yeah, I mean, you can get these for like, it does show a lot of good stains. It shows dust really well. Dust lights up all kinds of weird colors, and your teeth light up weird colors. That's another story. So I don't know. You could use it in a store. Why not? Last question. Top 3 home run brands. I don't know. I mean, I love 7 for All Mankind. It's one of my favorite brands to find because there's several ones that are really good in there. You know, I kind of stay away from the higher end ones. Not stay away. I just don't find a lot of them. Like I don't find a ton of True Religions. I mean, I find more Diesels than I do True Religions. It seems like, which Diesel's good. Just listed a pair of those earlier today. 7 Fam's good. I mean, Levi's has got. So, funny story, guys. I was at a Goodwill. We were at one of those Columbia stores the other day, and this kid was ringing us up. And I had like, you know, 7 or 8 pair of jeans. And he pulled up this pair of American Eagle. And he looks at me, and he didn't know who I was, or he didn't know I was a reseller necessarily, but I had 7 or 8 pair of jeans. So he might have figured I was. And he said, "These will sell really well." And I went, "Oh, yeah?" And he goes, "Yeah, these American Eagle, they sell better than Levi. I don't know why, but people like them better. So you should have no problem selling these." And I was just like, "Thanks, man." So that was the say. But it was just kind of funny. And I'm like, all right, you know. And then I think we had a 7 Fam right under it. And he didn't say anything about those. And I'm like, all right, well, those will sell even a little better. But okay. But yeah, it's just I don't know. I mean, Levi's is great. American Eagle's great. 7 Fam's great. I like silver jeans. Some people don't like selling silver. I don't have any issue selling them. Page is good when you can find nice ones. Page premium denim. Any of your like most of your department store brands, most of them are pretty good, and you shouldn't have any problem selling them. Yeah, Rock Revival. Yeah, Rock Revival is great. I mean, good jean. I mean, it's well made jean. Let's see. I don't know. I don't really put them in that way. I mean, and it's changed, you know, over time. Like what, you know, I like better than others, and I don't know. I don't know that I have a top brand. Just I don't know. Let's see. Citizens of Humanity. Somebody said, yeah, Citizens is good. There's AG is good. Adriana Goldschmidt. There's some really nice ones in AG that'll sell for really well. Good money. You can find. Okay, that's interesting. 8 1/4 inch outseam, 2 1/4 inch inseam. What are you? I'm not sure what you're measuring there, but that doesn't sound like jeans. Let's see. And last one. Which do you avoid? What jeans do you avoid? Kind of all the ones that are intrinsic to like the Walmart and Targets of the world. You know, anything like that. Like, I don't usually sell Lee. Believe it or not, I don't really sell that many Wrangler. Even though Wrangler's a popular jean, but the resale on it's not great. It's okay. I mean, it's okay, but it's not great. but I don't pick them up that much as a rule. You know, any of the mall brands, I just go right through and don't even stop at. That's pretty much it. I mean, you know, there's lots of them out there. They're good. We're making cutoffs. Oh, okay. Naked and Famous. Yeah, you're gonna think this is funny, TJ, but I've never found them. Never found them. Yeah, I found nudie jeans the other day, but I've never found Naked and Famous. So I've looked, but everyone here is clothed and unknown. See what I did there? All right. That's going to do it, guys. Look, that's like an hour and a half. So whatever. That was crazy. All right. So I hope you guys got some info out of that. We definitely had a good conversation. And leave me a question or comment down below. Hit the subscribe button when you see it. Lots of good info in the description of this video too, by the way, in my links and so on. Links to equipment, links to the spreadsheet, links to I don't know what the heck's all in there. There's a lot of stuff. So check that out for other info, links to Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff, contact info, and there you go. All right, so I'll try to come back on later this week, and maybe we'll do something a little more specific, if you will. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Go kill those sales. I will talk to you soon. Prof Sales saying good sales to you. Take care, everybody.